Right, over the ditch, back for another week. And this one promises to be very random because I have done no questions on Luke's World. I'm going to start calling this, I think, instead of Lukey Whittaker. Hopefully I spelled your name right, did I, Luke?
Yeah, you got it right. Two T's.
Welcome back, mate.
How you going?
Very, very good. You're outside today, mate. Kicked outside. Mum and Dad not happy with the media start?
No, they're not. They got a meeting inside, so yeah, I'm forced outside for the day. It's a bit overcast and a little bit cold, so yeah, but it's good.
We don't talk weather very often on these shows, but the weather seems to have turned a bit in New Zealand at the minute. It didn't look the greatest of nights on Friday night just gone as far as weather-wise. Racing was good, but weather looked like it's starting to turn a bit cold over there.
Yeah, it's very indifferent over here. Like one day it can be 33 and then the next day it can be 13 degrees and raining and windy. So that's just typical Christchurch weather for you.
Yeah, absolutely. This show is proudly brought to you by plenty of my sponsors, Brecken Farms, Woodland Stud, Harasta Trotters, Alexandra Park, and NZB, of course, with the Weanling sale coming up. I think nominations don't close to the end of the month, end of April. So you've got plenty of time still to nominate for there. But going to be an exciting sale with the thoroughbreds going on as well. So something very different on what's one of the more fun sales you can actually go to. They haven't got you spotting for that one, Lukey, at all?
I don't know. I'm waiting for the message from Cam Bray, so I'm sure he'll be messaging at some stage.
Yeah, get my people to talk to your people and go from there. So he'll be watching. Don't worry, Cam likes his media time, so it is all good. Where are we going to start, mate? It's been firstly, magic weekend of racing, full stop, wasn't it? Doesn't matter where you looked.
Yeah, it was outstanding right across New Zealand and Australia, and going back over some of the replays and that, especially with the likes of Leap to Fame and Don Hugo in Australia and how the quick times they went, and obviously Leap to Fame breaking the track record at Albion, and just the way he did it. It's exciting to see, isn't it?
Did you get to see him when you were over in Australia? Was he racing? Like, how long have you been back? Yeah, you would have seen him in the flesh.
Yeah, I've seen him plenty of times. So, yeah, just to see him as a horse and what he's done for the game to get people back to the track, it's great for the game, especially over there.
Yeah. Has he got on the plane yet? Is he on his way to Cambridge? That's always one of the more nervous times for connections.
Yeah, I think he's Sunday by the talks of
Sunday.
Yeah, this Sunday coming up. So it's going to be exciting next week at Cambridge.
Yeah, it will be indeed, and we will touch on that. Hopefully on Loose Lines, which will go to air tonight. This will go up Tuesday morning. I've got older David Branch as well, so we'll do a bit of a recap on that. But some pretty extraordinary results. You said there about Don Hugo as well. A couple of horses that are going to get people to Cambridge Raceway in the Pacers division. And then with the trotters, you've got Not As Promised now, taking that last spot. You've got RC Phoenix, who was super the other night, winning as well. I'm Ready Jet cemented her spot. Queen Alida was outstanding. But then the great news from an Australasian point of view with the Locomotive One coming to that, but then also getting the Elite Lop invitation.
Yeah, that's very exciting, especially for a horse like him. His gate speed's going to take him a long way over there. And, I think he's going to be a horse. Obviously, Just Believe did a super job over there. But with his gate speed and the way he can run those mile times, I think he's going to be, a great shot at actually winning some races over there. So for him to get that ticket over there, it's going to be very exciting.
Yeah, hopefully I've got Brad Hewitt on tonight's show. That was the other person I was hoping to get. Hasn't been locked in just yet, but there's plenty of news going out there as well. Plus there's 2-year-olds over here with some plenty of size. Right, Lukey, your turn. Where are we going to go first? And the grin's got me worried. I've actually brought up a couple of things just in case he throws me under the bus too far. But where are we going to start, mate?
We have to start at Alexandra Park Friday night, the NZB Harness Millions. We'll start with, I think, Marketplace and the 3-year-old Colts and Geldings. He was exceptional again, and the way he's running those times and to do it the way he's doing it is, he's a horse for the future, Paul.
Oh, he is indeed. I'm just trying to get it up. It was wasn't given to the horse. If that's, I don't think that anyone ever gives you a race, but I will actually highlight the start as well. It was a great drive by Fergie. He had a fair night, actually, Craig Ferguson, but very mature drive, if you like. He looks like he wanted to run the gate, then all of a sudden he quickly worked out he's just got to grab hold and let everyone else sort out what's going on, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. He's a very good driver, Craig, and as you alluded to then, he wanted to go forward, but with the Barry Purdon, Scott Phelan running, wanting to go forward, he just elected just to sort of get out as good as what he could and then sort of march forward after that. So, he's a very smart driver, Craig, and he obviously worked to the front knowing it was going to be there. And obviously when John Dunn and got the chocolates come round, he was happy to take a sit on, probably the second best horse in the race.
Yeah, anyone that hasn't seen the race, I encourage them to watch it in its entirety. But Johnny was quite happy to roll along. He's got a very good horse. That's one thing Got the Chocolates is. So he wasn't scared to keep him rolling here. Like we join him now at the 600-metre mark and Marketplace behind the leader. But John was a brave drive, which you expect from Johnny.
Yeah, that's right. He always gives his horses their chances in the big races, and they went 156 mile rate home in 55-1 and 26-7. So, the winner's a very good horse, but even the second and third horse, they're going to be great horses in the next 6 months too.
This winner though, just here, I liken it to a dog in a swimming pool. His feet aren't touching the ground, are they? They're just
no, they're not. He's just looks like a very quick mover, and just the way he does it too. He still looks like he's got more up his sleeve. And one of the notes I've got put down here, Paul, was I'd love to see him take on Always Hot. Always Hot.
Well, it might happen. You never know. Would have been nice around Menangle where both horses get an even chance. That still could happen in 12 months' time, or just under 12 months' time with something like a Chariots or the other race. But it would be exciting. But great to see them. I'm not always a fan of those real big tracks. But imagine those two just striding up the straight at full speed for 400 metres. It'd be breathtaking.
Yeah, wouldn't it? The best probably 2-3-year-olds in Australasia going head to head. So hopefully one day we might get to see it. A
little bit chalk and cheese too. Always Hot looks a little bit one-dimensional. I mean that in a really nice way because he's so strong. He finds the front. Whereas, Marketplace, he's able to just take the cold sit. So that's where it'd be a real good mix because one dictates the races up front, but Marketplace can do that. But at the same time, he's able to take that sit and peel and just go.
Yeah, that's right. He showed at Addington that day that he can do it from the front end too. And he's in a very exciting horse going forward. And Regan's done a top job with him to get him to where he is. And it's exciting to see some of these horses. Hopefully he's going to progress into a very nice free-for-all horse in the next 6 to 12 months. So that's going to be very exciting to see too.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to go to the fillies next.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I've actually already got it played, so that's a good thing.
You're one step ahead of me.
No, all good.
Yeah, obviously Stella Rouge, very gritty win, and as you alluded to last week, Asfura was very good in second, and obviously Winelight in third. But they've gone 156-2 home in 55-6 and last quarter in 28. So she's done it from the 1200 and stuck it out very, very gritty. But the second horse, I thought he was super. She was very super too.
Yeah, she was, and I tell people that's Arafura. Go back and see her first win. And Mark Hughes from Woodlands, he said, "Oh, you won on protest," and I said, "No, I didn't win on protest. It was actually first past the post." And it's I think it was at Oamaru. It was just breathtaking to watch this horse and the progression this horse has got. And I'm actually hopefully, we'll be catching up with Hayden in a minute at the end of this show for an interview and just a bit of a debrief. And this is one of the horses I want to touch on because getting better and better. You saw how green she was at Oamaru. She's going the wrong way. Second time, only going the wrong way or the right way for Alexandra Park. And just watching her there, Lukey, I didn't notice that until watching it live. She didn't handle that last turn real well.
Nah, she didn't. And, for them to go up the straight like they did was a ding-dong battle. And, I think she's obviously a horse in the next, like you said last week, in the next 6 months, she's going to progress into a very nice horse.
Stella Rouge, though, outstanding, gritty, like you alluded to there. The other horse had a cold and she just kept coming and did all the work early, mid-race, and terrific and great tonic, I think, for Stonewall, who put so much money into our game. They purchased the 2 highest priced colts the other day, or just recently at NZB, 360,000 for each of those. So great to see them getting these big results on the big nights.
Yeah, it is for sure. They put so much money into the game, and the amount of horses that they have on their books is astronomical. So for them to sort of get those Group 1 wins, it's it's great to see, and it's also great to be shared around. So It gives everyone a bit of piece of the pie.
Beaten Brigade, was there many others to highlight there?
I thought Without You, she's like last week, she sat Park the trip and obviously got a better shot at them this week, but she was very good in fourth, and she's going to be a filly that's going to keep progressing too.
Yep. It's very progressive sort of race, the Harness Millions, and well done to NZB. I got the wrong one. It doesn't matter. NZB had it at the start, but great supporters of Campbell's comments and a supporter of you, Lukey, looking after you with the bid spot. And so they're good supporters of both of ours, mate.
Yeah, that's right. They're the job they do for all racing in general was outstanding. So to have them backing racing in general was great.
Yep, we might have to get you out of that tangerine shirt and get you into a grey one. We'll have to see how Cambrai watches that. We're going to the free-for-all?
Yeah, the City of Auckland free-for-all won by Don't Stop Dreaming, first up back from Australia. And, he was super. And obviously Craig Ferguson, chose to go back to the fence when they were obviously running along. They went a 154 mile rate and home in 57.1 and 28.9. Just, another peach of a drive too. And he's got off at the right time and had the momentum on an unlucky Moanga again.
That's him last on the fence at the minute. The We Walk by Faith now goes to last on the fence in the same colours just to make it confusing, but second last. And Ferg had plenty left because when I started that video, you could actually see him just look over his shoulder. He's like, I got to get off. Like he knew what he had underneath him. He just needed to find the right luck. And you don't very often, when you're five the fence, able to extricate and get a run like this. Lukey, you and I have both driven in races, never to the standard of this sort of a race, but just an amazing how this run just came to him at the right time, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. And obviously a horse that was fit coming back from, racing miles and done a great job over there. He's obviously rock hard fit and he's had that momentum on Moanga, I think he was a certainly beat if he got out a little bit earlier. But it's great to see Hayden and Amanda get that first up win for him. And Moanga, he's due another one very shortly.
I'll let this play. I don't know if they'll let it play. I was able to see it on backside. They showed the head on. Just let this video play up. It doesn't look like they're going to do it. Even the cameraman thought Moanga had actually won, but Don't Stop Dreaming was amazing. But just watching Timmy Williams extricate around that peg, I think it was Mark Purden, it was one of them anyway, was coming down over the top of him, and there wasn't enough room. He didn't touch the peg. He got the wheel. Oh, it is on. Oh, they just stopped it. I was going to. But he was able to just get around that peg. Once he got through that, it was cruel how much speed he showed, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's very quick horse, Moanga, and like I said, I think he was a certainty beat if he got out, 5 meters earlier, and the dash he showed to the line. He's going to be very competitive in those races, especially when they run along like that. His turn of foot off speeds is impeccable, and he'll be winning one of those big races very shortly.
The other horse that got home enormous, and I'll actually put it back on because it's coming down the outside now. The Anna Donnelly trained Little Spike right down the outside, massive step up in grade, driven with a cold sit with Crystal Hackett, and just brilliant finding the line, and just got over the top of the stablemate Kango, who was outstanding again. But that was an amazing run, I thought, of Little Spike's.
Yeah, I was about to allude that, Paul. A horse that was very good in the 3-year-old races in the Derby and that, and for him to step up against these class of horses and the time they run, he's going to be a horse in the next 6 months that obviously going to step up, and once he gets race hard fit against these top horses, with the trip, even he was 5 and 6 wide around that last bend, and to still make ground on the time they did was he's a horse that in the next 6 months will do a very good job.
Yep, We Walk by Faith was good. Republican Party was good. There was plenty of good runs in the race. Chase a Dream, if you watch trackside, the boys are calling for the ultimate operation. I think that's a bit harsh on him, but just not at his peak form just at the minute.
Yeah, it was a little bit obviously disappointing for the standards he's at, but he's another one. He's coming out of the 3-year-old season and up against horses that are rock hard fit in the free-for-all grade. So, hey, I'm sure Mark and Nathan will get him back to his best soon.
You reckon sometimes, we expect these horses to take that step, like Don't Stop Dreaming, Little Short Horse. A lot of people may not have expected him to be able to take the step. You then have Chase a Dream, that's this big brute of a horse that bossed all these other horses. People think they're just going to measure up, and maybe it just takes them that good 12 months or longer just to be able to measure up to those sort of horses.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's like anything in sport. It's when you're a little bit younger and you got to take on, obviously in the NRL, say, and the younger kids have got to take on the older ones. They take a little while to get up against them, and then once they've had a few runs with them, it makes them better players. And I think Chase a Dream, with a couple more starts in those sort of races, he'll measure up.
He's in the right camp, that's for sure. So hopefully he gets back to that winning form, but they'll turn him around. It was a great night of racing. There was a couple of other races. I'm not sure. Did you have any others you wanted to highlight?
I thought the Young Guns heats. Obviously, the first was the Brecken Young Guns 2-year-old Colts and Geldings and Fugitive, I think it's called. It was a very professional display by the Cran and Chrissy Dalgetty runner, and they've got some very nice horses at the moment, and he's another one in the camp that looks very nice as well.
He's a son of Down by the Seaside, and they won the two-year-olds on Friday night, two for the boys anyway. And yeah, very, very strong. Found the line terrific. The second horse, Andretti, I think his name is. I haven't got my thing up. He is. He's an Australian-bred horse. Great debut by him, Mark and Nathan Purden. He's, of course, bred by Ben Stud Standardbred, so he was terrific. And then American Player for Timmy Williams just needed a bit more luck at the right spot. He just couldn't find it at the right time. Even now, if you're watching now, Timmy's still not sure where to go. And I thought he was a very, very good run as well.
Yeah, I thought the run of the third horse was very good, obviously coming from where it did and hitting the line. And they obviously went a 158 mile rate home and 57.8 and 28 last quarter. He's made up very good ground, and even after the line, he's still running through it. So coming into those big races, he's a horse with a little bit more luck and running, and probably a better barrier draw will give that Fugitive a very nice run.
Yep, and there was big raps on him. Again, listening to the Friday Night Lights before the race, there was big raps on him, but he got the job done and went terrific. The other one, the Young Guns for the fillies, and we're going to mention this one because we mentioned about the weanling sales. This horse was bred by Mackay Lodge. It's by Better's Wish. It's now gone 3 from 3. Angelic Copy is a horse I talk about for Ray Green and Nathan Delaney in front. Just professional little racehorse, isn't it, Lukey?
Yeah, it is. The Greens always have their horses, 2-year-olds coming out very early, and they're always very professional when they do it. So, yeah, 3 from 3. You can't get much better than that, can you?
No, and it wasn't an expensive purchase. Again, as I said, it's a weanling sale graduate. 2 years ago, Mackay Lodge went down there. I don't think they were there last year. No, it was definitely 2 years ago. They went down there, and Morris just hands and heels, if you like, up. Oh no, sorry, Andre is hands and heels down the outside. But just professional. Ray's got a great crop of 2-year-olds, but this filly just seems to be, I don't know, just something special about her. Knows where the line is. Doesn't look like there's a lot of her. I know Andre's a very tall guy, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of her. Head down, bum up, gets the job done.
Yeah, that's right. And with 2-year-olds, you need them to be professional, and she has been so far. So,
and how about that was driven by Zach, not Andre? But
yeah. I was going to say it, but
well, you should, because otherwise I look like a complete goose. You just make me look like half a goose. It's okay. Don't worry about it. That's how this show rolls, mate.
All righty, fair enough. I'll know that for next time then.
Matty Markham never holds back. Don't worry about that. So, and he will be coming back on the show, so you might as well get in beforehand. Don't worry about that. So that's all. Anything else?
Probably not out of the weekend. Probably just like we talked about the Aussie racing, and we've already really alluded to with the Leap to Fame and the Don Hugo's coming over and the mile rates they run. So that race is going to be very exciting next week, especially when the barrier draws are announced.
There was 2 races at Addington. There was a pretty impressive when we actually had the 2-year-old trots. Unfortunately, that race was marred by scratching. There only ended up being 3 runners going round, but Elite Stride on the board for Alabar. They'll be happy with that. I won't worry about showing the race, but just disappointing when you only get a 3-horse field on a Friday Night Lights meeting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but obviously with horses, anything's possible, and it would have been good to have a few more numbers in it. But the 3 that went around, the first and second horse, they did everything, trotted the whole way, and they look like they're going to progress towards the end of the season.
Yep. The other race that I have got on, I've got it up here now, was the 2-year-old won by Jamal. Went terrific in the Stephen Reed colours there for Sam Otry. It was terrific, well backed, well supported. Another one supported by down by the seaside. Atletico wasn't hit a run though. The second horse, which gets back to the inside in a minute, in an absolute stop-start affair. Oh, geez, it was impressive, this horse, and almost got there. I reckon Sam would have had a real good look right at the line because Blair's almost got there. It's a horse to back with a future, isn't I think, or at least in the next couple of starts.
Yeah, that's right. And I think she was the only filly in the race. So, she was obviously the leader stopped on her coming up, and Jamal had the momentum, and for her to nearly pick Jamal up she looks like she's a horse that can in the next 6 months will progress into a nice little filly.
Yep, a lot was said about Paul Nan and having a Better's Delight pacer. People don't remember him having one, but I will say Dancing on Moonlight, as far as breeders go, and especially with 2-year-olds at the minute, they're up and about. We saw Show Me the Tan Lines, of course, win the horse the next week, won as well, but Show Me the Tan Lines has gone on to bigger and better things over here as well. So very, very impressive. But he did go good. They went 2 minutes in that race. I think if Blair wasn't in it, they would have gone about 2:10. He wasn't happy with the speed, so he definitely kept them on. And actually, one thing I did want to show Luke, since you didn't have a lot for me, I was looking at this. A man that's on track for a massive year is Blair Orange. He's on 51 winners so far from 270 drives. We're not a third of the way through the season, so you go back through some of his best years. 2021, he drove 267. He may not be quite on track for that just yet, but he's just flying. He just wins multiple races everywhere, 4s and 5s, nothing to be seen. And he's just a master, isn't he?
Yeah, that's right. He dominates the driving here. And, obviously a couple of weeks ago he drove 5 at Addington. So, it just shows. But to do it, year in, year out, and the way he travels too, it takes a lot of toll on, your body and especially mentally too. So for him to just do it, week in, week out and, 4 or 5 days a week, goes to Invercargill and travels around. It's a great effort, and it shows the hard work he puts in.
Well, the next day I got up and I was just watching races, and he was driving at Winton the very next morning. It's like he wouldn't have had much sleep to get to there and go from that. So it was just he does an awesome job. Ryo, your drive, you got to give us some sort of run through. Were you happy?
Yeah, I was happy with the run. Obviously, they went pretty slow through the middle, and he got on really good in the sectionals with super, and he's just one of those horses. He's very quick off a good speed, so he probably needs to go to Aussie where they run genuine times, and he can come back. But the driver needs a little bit of practice on his whip, or he'll end up on the sidelines for a month. So
you get in trouble in that race? Surely not.
Yeah, I got 4 days.
Oh. Oh well, you got to learn, because we talk about Zoltan Boschak. KI. Actually, we should show that race because Darren Keast. This horse hasn't he got this horse going terrific, good and tough.
Yeah, he has. Tough. Yeah, he does a very good job, Darren. He doesn't have a lot of horses. And he sells a lot of horses to Australia, and one including a Rhoda who's done a very good job over there. And he does a very good job with the small team he has, and they're very consistent. But it done a very good job, especially because it was up in grade too.
Yeah, and it's Freya, I think, on its back. I haven't got my field in front of me, but the Ben Hope horse had the cold sit. And if you were to say something about her, she's a little bit one pace, but I'll tell you what else she is tough, like puts her head down. She's got a great action. It's a bit loose, doesn't look like it'd be the greatest to drive, but just head down, bum up, that real dead set trier. The other horse got a cold there, but she just keeps coming back.
Yeah, very gritty when one at sitting parked. Obviously, they went through the middle. They went a couple of slow sectionals, and but it's done the job good. And since joining Darren's team, it's hardly been out of the money. So
yeah, there were some pretty cool scenes afterwards. I saw Darren. They were pretty pumped actually straight after. Yeah, it was Freya was the second horse. Was terrific, but I think the one the back follow out of that is actually, what number were you? Were you 9? Can't be. There's 2 9s. You were 9. The other one's a 6.
Yeah.
I'm reading it upside down. So Zoltan Boschak. Bosch. How do we say his surname?
Zoltan Boschak.
Boschak. It is Boschak.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spelled very different. That's okay. All right, very good. Is that all you got for me tonight?
I've got one milestone from last week. Bruce Negus 600 training wins.
Yep.
Very good effort, and his team's flying at the moment. They're travelling around and having horses everywhere. He had a couple winners yesterday, and yeah, his team's going really good at the moment.
I was going to say that he had a double, did he, yesterday? Yeah, in the end. And
Yeah.
I was surprised that it's only 300 wins because I think we remember him with Courage Under Fire. I think people
No,
think
600. Sorry, yeah, 600.
Oh, 600. Sorry, I got it
600.
wrong. Oh, that's a bit different. It's
Yeah,
still
600 training wins.
Anyway. Yeah. So
yeah, it is. For a guy that doesn't have many horses in work, and he has horses everywhere, and yeah, it's great to see him get winner after winner, and his teams, like I said, they're going great at the moment. So good work to Brucey.
Doesn't have the blue blood bred horses, if you like, but what he does have, he does an awesome job with them.
Yeah, that's right, Paul.
Very, very true. All right, mate. That's it.
All righty. Did you want to go? The noms are out for the Flying Mile. There wasn't the trotting at Cambridge this week.
I'm led by you, mate. So
yeah, obviously with the Flying Mile this week, you got the trotters and the paces. The noms for the trotters only had 5 nominations, so that's a little bit.
There's actually a couple more jumped in now, Lukey. There is.
Oh, that's good.
So we've got one more moment. Kai Valley Hotspur, Not As Promised, Bet and Win, and Oscar Bonavina. I would say Not As Promised might be. Oh, no, I tell a lie, mate. There's still only 5. Very sorry about that. So, yeah, hopefully it gets off the ground. But they ran it last year, I think, with a smaller field as well.
Yeah, I'd say they'd have to leading into next week, especially with Not As Promised coming from Albion and missing that race on Saturday night. He needs a run before the race next week. So the paces they've got a very good field again, and obviously the likes of Merlin and Little Spike and Chase a Dream backing up again, Pin Seeker, Duchess Mix It.
Yep.
Mowanga's.
I was waiting. I'm thinking, are you going to mention him or not? So yeah.
Yeah, a handy field leading into next week anyway. So obviously with the Aussie 2 getting here Sunday, they are going to miss it. So yeah, it'll be a good lead into next week.
Interesting. You guys do things a little bit differently in New Zealand, and traditionally go from the bottom up is the best points. But of course, this is just on their ratings. So when you see Sooner the Better at the top, it doesn't mean he's going to miss out. None of those should miss out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They'll all get a run. But he's just one of the lower horses there on grades. But we said before about Little Spike, he's only a 75 rater as well. So terrific run last week going forward.
Yeah, it's 1,700 meters is always tricky at Cambridge. So it's even field and barrier draws are going to be crucial. So it's preferential.
I'm asking. I don't know because I can't.
Yeah, preferential. Yeah, it's preferential barrier draw. So.
Oh yeah, based on your ratings. So
on ratings. Wow. So that's usually those races, those group races are all random barrier draws. So it's a bit interesting. So.
Chase of Dreams backing up. He didn't get the operation.
No, not yet, obviously.
Or if he did, it's a bit cruel, isn't it? It was not the ideal thing for him. So, no, very, very true. What about, anything else?
Nah, that's all mine. Did you work out how much Team Teal raced in Australia during the week?
No, because they still raced last weekend at Alexandra Park because they lost meetings because of the cyclone, so they asked to continue.
Oh, okay.
So, so Duncan is going to come on. You're cheeky, but I will get on to that, Duncan. I reckon probably in New Zealand at Cambridge, Duncan will be all over that one.
Yeah, no, that's good. They would have raced, I'd say, probably 150,000 between the two countries probably. So. Yep.
Did you get an opportunity to watch the Australian trots? Did you see RC Phoenix?
Yeah, RC Phoenix was very good. Chris was very, very confident going into the race, and listened to Timmy O'Connor before, and Chris was very confident, and it showed in the horse's performance. So those races next week, sitting on the couch at home is going to be it's going to be a great night.
One of the great calls Chris Finozio did, it was the Aldebaran Park Murray Mile. I just can't think of the name of the horse. It's just left me. Sparkling Success was a horse. And at the time, Jason Bonington was doing the interviews, and Benio home track, and Chris. So this is going back 6-7 years, and basically Jason said to him, "So do you think you'll be winning?" And he goes, "Yes." And Jason backed it. He just goes, "That was very confident." He said, "Yes, I will be winning." And he got up and he came out and won it. And when Chris is like that, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's a sign that the horse is in good fettle. And he went over there last year, and Chris said, he was struggling last year because he was trying to get him into that field. Even though this year he was one of the last horses to get an invite, there was always a bit of a handshake deal done between him and Duncan McPherson. So, provided the horse come up okay, he was pretty much always going to take that spot. So he's getting there in good order. I'm Ready Jet. Her 2 runs have been outstanding. I said before about Queen Alita, you can't knock her run over 2,700. It's not ideal for the mares 2 weeks out, but she still went terrific.
Yeah, she did. And, I can't believe a horse like even Kiang Chucky hasn't got a slot yet. So, yeah, it just shows the talent in the slots. And, for him to obviously not have a slot yet, it shows how good the field is.
Vicious rumour is that he may be still coming over.
Oh, that's good.
It's a little bit of an unknown one, and I probably been a bit cheeky, but maybe by the time this goes to air, it might be there. But he'll be there. Probably won't get a start in the Tab Trot, but he will be partaking in some of the better trots going forward after that as well. So because the plane's going across there, which will be exciting for New Zealand harness racing.
Yeah, it will be, and to have the Lee boys back, it's it's great for the racing, and for their good trotter Kiang Zahara hopefully stepping out soon will be great to see her back too.
Yeah, they've got a great team. It is interesting Kiang Chucky not getting an invite, but it's just the way it works, I think, sometimes. So there's a few issues sometimes with these slot races. They're great. Sometimes they, when a couple of the better horses are missing out, a bit of a head scratcher.
Yeah, it is. It's just a part of those slot races. So, for them to still come over and compete in the big races will be great.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're not going to be there, mate?
Nah, mum and dad are away, so got to stay home and look after the place.
You want to play your violin. That's what you're after. So don't worry about that. Didn't want that one. I've got to find my Woodlands ticket. I haven't looked after my team at Woodlands. I'll be in all sorts. They'll tell me off. But I'm going to be there with thanks to Brecken Farm. So looking forward to it. It's going to be a massive weekend of racing. So I'm looking forward to being there and covering off on it. And you never know what might happen. The Lees, they might end up with a couple of surprise runners, but I don't think at Cambridge, but I do reckon through Auckland and that. So the guys at Auckland will be rubbing their hands together knowing that.
Yeah, they will. Those Australian trotters, for them to come over and compete against our, the likes of Bet and Win and Muscle Mountain and Oscar Bonavina, it's it just creates great viewing and watching. So yeah, can't wait.
All right, Lukey, thank you. You're going to keep coming back on. I reckon we're going to have Lukey's word is what we'll call it, even if Matty does come back on. I haven't spoken to Matty. Hopefully everything's going good in his world. He's got a bit going on. I think he got married last Friday. So if he did, congratulations. But if he, like with what he's got going on, but we'll catch up with him. But thank you very much. Canberra, if you're watching, we've got to get him a grey shirt, mate. I don't even have a shirt. At least I have a hat. We've got to get you a hat, but you probably don't want to cover up that bonce, do you?
No, probably not. If I wore a hat, Mum would probably tell me off.
You're not scared of Mum, are you?
Maybe.
Lukey, thank you. Thanks very much for joining me, mate. And I look forward to it. We'll catch up next week, probably Tuesday again next week. So thank you very much, buddy.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it.
Right, now on over the ditch, hopefully, with everything working good. Hayden Cullen joins me. Firstly, welcome back, mate.
Hey, Paul. Thanks for having me.
Catching up with you after what's been a terrific night, but you're on the North Island and the weather's generally a bit better up there than the South Island. I don't suppose you've spoken to Amanda to mention the weather?
No, she was actually up over the weekend, but the weather's a lot warmer than down south there, pretty humid.
Yeah, want to touch on what's been a fantastic night for you the other night at Alexandra Park. Sorry, things wouldn't quite come up. Firstly, we'll touch on the Don't Stop Dreaming. Terrific run. You must have been, great drive, I suppose is the best way to put it, but it was just a terrific race, full stop, Hayden, and amazing how he was able to extricate from 5 back the fence and get the chockies. Yeah,
that's right, Paul. Like you said, it was a good drive. Craig summed things up pretty well. The first 3 quarters of the race, they were really humming along, and he took his chances and went up the rail there. And for how quick they went, we got a few splits up the straight there, and we were lucky enough to get home.
How'd you go watching it? Did you lose him? because it's hard sometimes as a trainer, especially when he's going through a needle eye opening here like this. Did you actually lose track of where he actually was?
No, I actually could see him coming off the marker line there, and we were just hoping that we could get another gap, as we straightened up. But sort of make his first move, and I know how quick the horse is, and once he got that gap, I thought he'd be half a chance.
Yeah, it was awesome. Did you think he'd won?
Well, I thought he did. Probably not as close as it was. I was probably more listening to Aaron White's commentary. It sounded a bit more convincing. 50 off the post. Then Moanga come into it pretty quickly.
He did. He did indeed. Yourself and Regan had an interesting night, actually. When you think about it, a bit later on as well. You only just got the horse. You trained for the Dunfords, the other horse we walked by faith. Firstly, on him, he was awesome as well. You would have been wrapped in that run for him. Bit of a return to form from Menangle.
Yeah, that's right, Paul. Look, I didn't think he disgraced himself in Sydney. It is hard racing over there. You've got to be pretty hard into it, and he travelled back well, and it was great to see him hit the line, and in a field like that.
Yeah, it was. Matty White took the reins there for on that occasion. Would have been his first drive on him too, and an interesting race. As don't generally see backmarkers taking that much ground off them. Recent acquisition to your stable though. You trained for the Dunfords. How did it all come about, Hayden?
Look, Dennis got a call from Mark and just asking if I was wanting to take the horse, and you don't normally get many opportunities like that. And, we sort of jumped at it and had a bit to do with the horse in the past. But, he's a great horse to have a part of the stable.
I would imagine he is. And, you're getting a great association with the Dunfords. They'd be very happy with you, the job you're doing for them.
Yeah, that's right. Great Dennis and Mark, great guys to train for. And, I've been lucky enough to, have a couple of nice horses for them, which makes my job pretty easy. Yep,
and of course race with the estate of Ian Dobson as well. He's an amazing little horse, this horse. He's only small. Everyone keeps saying if he grew and he was a hand taller and all the rest. How far do you reckon he can go, Hayden?
Hey, look, he's pretty much done it all already, hasn't he?
Yep.
Second New Zealand Cup behind Swayze. He only just got rolled also. He's like you said, he's not very big, but he's got a huge heart and he's tough and he's got a lot of speed also. He's
a bit of a character.
He is, yeah. No, he's a pretty cool horse to have around the place. He's still a stallion, but you wouldn't know it. He makes the odd noise here and there, but overall he's pretty good to deal with.
Makes you odd noise. You're very polite, unless he's not as noisy as what he is when he comes into the Melton shed. I remember Brooke walking him in, and everyone knew he was in the shed that day.
Yeah, I've actually had a few people say that to me, but no, he was on his best manners at Auckland the other night.
Very good. What do you do with him? And also We Walk by Faith. Where do they go now?
Look, nothing's finalised just yet, but we've got a slot there for Don't Stop Dreaming if we want it. So things have been confirmed over the next couple of days, and it's probably a major possibility for him. And also there's a race on the same night for We Walk by Faith, so that they'll head to Cambridge on the 4th.
You missed this week knowing that slot was there, or just the way things worked out anyway?
For me, I thought it was probably the best plan of attack for that horse. It was 2 weeks between runs already. It was going to be 4 weeks otherwise, 3 weeks if we went to Cambridge this week. So I just thought it worked out ideal for him having a run on Friday night. And, we never quite a sort of week this week and ramp things up again next week.
One of the great things I did hear, Hayden, and hopefully this is correct, but Mark Purden was one of the first guys to come up and congratulate you afterwards, which was great to, your old boss. So, I suppose you were partners as well. So great association with him, and for him to come up straight away, that must have made you feel good.
Yeah, that's right, Paul. Yeah, look, we've still got a good association with Mark, and it's a master of the game like that to come up and congratulate you after a race. It's a pretty cool feeling.
It was a big night for you. Could have been a massive night. We go back to the NZB Harness Millions for the fillies. You had two very progressive fillies in it in Arafura. I might get past with a lap to go. Arafura and Wine Light. Leader behind leader. Stella Rouge is outside of you. It was a strongly run race, but you must have been wrapped in both your fillies, Hayden. Probably more so the leader, on how determined this filly is to win a race.
Oh, for sure, Paul. Couldn't be prouder of the girls, to be honest with you. They run the race of their lives, especially, like you said, Arafura. She's probably hasn't been that tractable, first few starts. But, the older she's getting, the stronger she's getting, and she's getting a lot better on a gate. So, I thought to lead up on a night like that and go sub 2:39, was a good effort. And, she never chucked it away.
Doesn't look like she handled the bend just there that well at all. Did Craig say anything? I'm actually just going to scroll it back. You can just see her just throwing in a few long ones. Like you'd imagine there's going to be a bit more improvement next time she goes the wrong way or the right way if you live in Alexandra Park, the North Island. But just didn't look like she handled the bottom bend all that well.
No, that's what Craig said. Just put in a few rough ones, but she's sort of still learning to run at speed also, I think, especially, right-handed way around. So she regathered herself, probably 3 or 4 months ago she would have galloped. I just like the way she, fought right to the line.
Yeah, and the other horse had her a couple of times, and she had the other horse. It's great to watch. Can't be real good for a trainer watching those sorts of finishes.
No, for sure, Paul. I don't know. Sometimes you'd probably rather get beat 2 lengths than a nose, but we done all we could to try and win the race, and full credit to Stella Rouge. She was the better horse on the night.
Yeah, they both try. Wine Light was outstanding. You would have been wrapped with her.
Yeah, she was good, Paul. Sort of first of all, I thought might have been slightly disappointing, but I just thought she might have come through the lane there and really had a stretch, but she was going into that race last week with only 1 trial under her belt, and with it might just taken the edge off her slightly. I was happy with her during the week, but I just thought she might have picked them up.
Do they head home? Do they head home, or they got bigger fish as well up there?
No, we've got a size stakes seat at Cambridge on the 4th also in 2 weeks' time. So we'll head there. Then we've got the Oaks and the size stakes final, all going well.
How many horses have you got up there, up north?
We've got 4 here at the moment, Paul. We've also got General Jen. She's a possibility. We've got a size stakes heat back home for her on the 11th. So if we qualify there and she goes a nice race, well, she's another possibility coming up north also.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get that video up of her. She was terrific, Hayden, General, wasn't she? Like it was a funny race. Encourage people to go back and watch it. It was almost like a 2-year-old trot at the start. There was that many gallopers. It was, and then a little bit stop-starty, but she seemed very, very professional up the lane when Blair really asked her to hit the straps.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, she's probably grown up a lot this preparation, I thought. She's always had a lot of speed, but she probably just needed to strengthen up a bit more. But Blair was happy with how she ran the race out, and the hood was still intact. So it was a good starting point for her.
Looks to have got a bit more mature. I noticed you've taken the head check or over check, I think you guys call them there in New Zealand, and blinds off her as well. So must have matured a little bit, Hayden.
Yeah, Paul, she could be a bit of a funny thing. She just, with the head check, she normally does most of her work at home without it. And she just seems a bit happier without it on. And with the blinds, last preparation, she sort of knock off and get back on the bit and knock off again. So we haven't had them on this preparation. So, she seems to be, like you said, growing up.
For old Regan, Todd, he would have been sick of you, Moanga. Well, that was first. I'm rocking, and then Moanga. He wouldn't have been happy with your colours anyway.
Yeah, no, but he's having a great run with Marketplace, so I don't think he can complain.
Nah, hopefully I can catch up with him as well for an interview, because it is great. It's great for harness racing, full stop, and everything. How many horses are you guys training now, Hayden? I know you didn't want the team to get too big, but where are you up to now?
Look, at the moment we're working about 21, 22. That's without the yearlings we've got this year. We've got a couple of yearlings at the stables, but the rest of them, going out to other places to get broken in this year. So we've got a few more on the books anyway.
Pinch yourself, how it's evolved?
Oh, it is, Paul. Like we said last year, that's what we're primarily doing, and we're fortunate enough now to, have a good racing team behind us, and not have to worry about that, I guess.
You want it to keep growing, Hayden? Do you want to keep getting bigger?
We'd like to, Paul, especially with the quality we've got. We sort of want to keep the quality up and, keep turning them over when we can. But, we're sort of 30 odd. I think I might have said to you 20 to 25, 12 months ago. But yeah, we're probably sort of looking around the 30 mark.
It's actually scary. I was just trying to think then. I reckon it'd only be a year and a half ago that we did that interview, and you're building 4 boxes to sort of look after, because you had 4 more horses coming. I'm tipping those boxes are well and truly being used by now, and you need more.
Yeah, that's for sure, Paul. Yeah. No, the team's building up a lot now, and we're actually on the move the 1st of May to the old All Stars place. So we've got a few more boxes to fill there.
That'll be exciting.
Sorry, what's that, Paul?
That'll be exciting.
Yeah, it will be, Paul. Yeah, no, very much. So yeah, it's a great place to work, and very good facilities.
Hopefully I'm over there shortly and I'll call in and annoy you. I will see you Friday night, Friday week, but we'll be able to see you then. Hayden, thank you very much, mate. Well done. Great night at the office. Terrific. I know sometimes seconds are a little bit hard to take, but you should be proud of the way both those fillies went, and continue the great work. But thank you very much for joining me, mate.
No problem. Cheers. Thanks so much, Paul.
Right, now on over the ditch, catching up with one very cold-looking Regan, Todd. Hello, mate.
Hi, Paul. Thanks for having me, mate.
No, just quickly caught up with Hayden Cullen just there before as well, and it's a lot warmer in the North Island than it is the South Island, but you've made your way back home south?
Yeah, well, I've been up there for a month, so I thought I'd better come home for a few days, but yeah, I got off the plane in my shorts and T-shirt, and it wasn't a very sharp option.
No, definitely not. Is that hard, mate? Like, you've changed the way you do your stables and that now, and the operational of it. Is it hard to get away for that long a time?
Not really. I'm really lucky. Got great staff, so I just flick the work list through them, and they can just sort of change it around if they want to, if the weather and that's not right, or the tracks are a bit wet. So it's not that, but it's more if I can sort of get back for a few days here and there, it just keeps all the clients happy,
Yep, absolutely. And how many are you working before we touch on the weekend? How many horses you got in work?
So there's 23 all up. So they've got there's 2 up north, and there's 2 down south staying at Craig Ferguson's at the moment. So yeah, it's pretty quiet at home. It's just good while we're travelling.
Yep. What numbers do you train normally? That's a good number, I thought, for you now.
Yeah, 20, 25. That's about us. So they come and go, as you know. Like there's a few go out for breaks, and then we're going to have the new batch of babies coming through in the next sort of 8 to 10 weeks. They'll come do a bit of a prep. So yeah, we can sort of see where we're at with them.
Might have to ask you about some of your babies in a minute, mate. But want to firstly congratulate you taking out the NZB Harness Millions with this ripping little horse marketplace. What a drive it was by Ferg the other night, mate. I've got you can see the video there just at the start. He just assesses things so quickly, Ferg, doesn't he? He just drops his hands here and knows he's in trouble, and just lets things sort themselves out and lets the horse do the rest of the work for you.
Yeah, that's the thing. He sort of didn't hustle and bustle too much early. Zach had a good crack to get across, and he just bided his time to get to the front, and that was the winning of the race. Really didn't have to overdo it too much. And then, of course, when Johnny comes around, he sort of got the run of the race after that. Yeah,
he's a lovely horse. He seems to settle, almost make it a little bit tricky for him from time to time. Seems to drop a bit.
Oh yeah, you drive him, you think you've got an average made, and he just goes to sleep, and you sort of think I was watching behind Peter Bacon, thinking we're a bit flat. So yeah, he knows what he's doing, and once he gets that gap, he gets right into it.
Peter Bacon, is there any truth to the rumour I heard the other night that he had a set of binoculars, and you were asking him how you're travelling?
Yeah, that's the thing, because when he's not trailing up, you're thinking, oh, what's going on here? So. I annoyed him the whole race, so he would have been quite pleased to see the replay after.
Just here, just looks like Craig just lifts the reins, just off his backside that little bit to say, mate, get ready to go. But are you still in awe of his speed? Like, got the Chocolates as a great little horse in front. He just puts them away so quickly. Like, the rest of them can't even keep up. Like, Got the Chocolates does a great job. But are you in awe of his speed this horse has?
Yeah, I haven't had one like it speed wise. He's just got the all round game really, mate. But he's a hard case. Like, even if he was 4 or 5 lengths off them, like, he'll just go as fast as he can trying to get them. Like last week, he just doesn't give in. If he's got something to chase, it'd be quite interesting to see what he can do.
I highlighted last week Mark Purdon and Ribera. he was confident. He wasn't looking over his shoulder at all. And with about 50 to go, the glance he had, I mean, that's the utmost respect for a horse and the amount of speed he's got. When Mark, it really took him. You can see the look on his face with, you know, that 50 metres to go. He was home with Rivera, but he's like, how can one be taking ground off me?
Yeah, he's probably might have seen how far back he was. Probably didn't expect it, but yeah, he's very, very fast, and he's taken us on a hell of a ride so far.
He stays up north for the size, I would imagine.
Yeah, so he's just had a few days off. He's actually going to the Derby, Paul, so that's the 25th, and he'll race the week before in the prelude. So he's just going to have 3 or 4 days off now, and he can have a wee trial just to tick him over. But he's got another couple runs up there because he doesn't have to go in that size stakes heat at Cambridge next week because he's already qualified for the final. So we'll just try peaking for the Derby again now.
When's the size final? Not for till after the Derby.
May, yeah. So yep. I don't think it might be about the 16th by memory. It's about the middle, so we can fly him straight home after Derby and get him ready for that.
Plenty of racing for a young horse. How does he take it? Like he looks like a cool dude. Does he take to it easy?
Yeah, it's quite a hard thing. I took him to Pukekohe there his first trial, and he got a little bit wound up. But it's one of those ones. Once he gets a few runs in him, he goes to sleep. So I think just with the experience that he's getting now, he's just a bit of a dude, really. Like you swear he's half human. He just stands there and takes it all in. Once you get that gear on him, he just puffs up and got that bit of look at me factor about him.
Does he travel good? Like obviously, you know, you haven't done a lot with him, but does he seem to like he handled the trip north?
Yeah, he did. He got the weather was pretty hot when he did go, so he just had a few easy days when we got there, let him settle in, but he hasn't missed a feed. Maybe a little bit that first night, but every racing that he's had, he's just licking the bowl and just keeps getting better.
Does he like his travel mate? We'll touch on him in a sec. But Mo'unga, like are they mates, or is it just convenient your two horses that you're traveling with?
Just the way it worked out, really. But you'd swear Mo'unga acts like the 3-year-old and Marketplace acts like the 6-year-old. It's quite funny. But he just the Marketplace just annoys him. So he actually got a bit of a scratch on his neck. Mo'unga got sick of him there one night and gave him a wee nip. So we had to separate them for a bit. But they're best of mates, and it's just they always get like that though when you take them away, don't they?
Yep. Yeah. They seem to. They definitely seem to have been lucky enough to travel horses as good as those horses there. So, what'd you say about 3 weeks before the Derby heat?
Yeah. So it works. Yeah, it works out about a trial in a fortnight, and Derby heat and prelude 3 weeks.
The ownership group with him, they're not scared to travel horses. Are we likely to be able to see him in Australia anytime soon? Is there anything on the radar for him?
I won't say never, but I've been quite public about it. There's quite a lot for these boys this year, so the only other you've got those great meetings in the winter in Queensland too, don't you? But I'm probably looking at giving them a spell after the size stakes final, to be honest, and it's probably the only real time you get to do it.
And then there's a slot race at the end of the year that I'm sure garnering a bit of interest anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's later on too. Cup weeks. It'd be great if we can get one of them. But you'll just get through these next sort of 3 or 4 races first, and just take it as it comes. We don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves.
So it's one of the, I suppose, up and downsides, if you like, for you guys over there. The great stake money probably robs Australasian racing of a little bit, where you don't get to bring these horses across because the prize money you've got over there is outstanding.
Yeah, that's the thing. I hadn't had a real good look, mate, what the derbies and that are worth over there.
But you don't have to look, do you?
No, well, that's the thing, and it's sort of a bit of a travelling road show now. Like, obviously we have Cup Week down here, then we usually go down south for a few races. So we'll be Auckland now for 2 months, and then we're back here. So it doesn't leave a hell of a lot of room for coming over, but you'll just see what happens.
Hopefully 12 months' time, you never know. 4-year-old, into Dominion through the winter carnival. That might be nice for you in Queensland. Queensland's okay, especially in wintertime, mate.
Yeah, I won't need me beanie and hoodie anyway, would I?
I hope not. I hope not. Mate, they did have a cyclone or something just go through before, which was outstanding. Mate, we mentioned there before about his travelling, mate, and it's hard for this horse to be playing second fiddle, but you must have been stoked with Mo'unga. One, the way he's been going since he's been there, but this run in particular, like, it's funny. We're talking about a horse 5 back the fence beating a horse 3 back the fence, but they were both outstanding runs. Don't Stop Dreaming, but yours was just brilliant. He just was starved for that clear run at the top of the lane. Otherwise, it might have been a different story.
Yeah. To be fair, Hayden's one. He went massive. Like he's obviously up the fence through the middle there. But I missed that fella. I was stuck in the swab box. So yeah, Tim said he only managed to get the hood off and couldn't even turn the stick. He got through that late. So I was wrapped, especially to run a horse like Don't Stop very most. As you see after the line, couldn't pull him up. He's
Yeah, it was a bit disappointing. The camera's still on it now, but when he's easing down back straight, hopefully he'll come back in a sec, Reggie. But yeah, he was full of running. The cameraman actually followed him. Reggie's gone.
Yeah. No, he said he had a.
You're there, mate. No, you're there.
You're there now, Paul.
Yep.
Yeah. No, he said he had a hell of a job pulling him up, but yeah, Tim was wrapped with the horse. So I said all week there's going to be a great draw from him from there. So it's going to be unreal hard for him this week. He's drawn 8 over a mile at around Cambridge. So yeah.
They're being done those fields.
Yeah, they just come out just before you run, mate. So yeah, he drew 8 preferential barrier draws. So yeah, it's going to be very, very hard.
Just back onto Mo'unga's race, and I reckon it's cool for drivers, but it's something for punters. It's a pity they can't put extended video footage on there. But just watching Timmy, when you watch Trackside live on Friday night, you're able to see him work around the peg. It was quite interesting, a really smart drive, because if he goes over the peg, he probably gets DQ'd, but just manipulating his way around that peg. And then once he was around there, let the horse just go after that. It's cool footage. Hopefully someone might be able to get it and show it, because it's terrific to see the level head on Tim, which we all know how good a driver he is. So, but yeah, it was just magic to watch.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a shame he couldn't just clear Mark's one a bit earlier, but that's racing, and it's just the risk you take. You sort of wait for those runs, and he would have been a genius if he pulled it off.
Great night for you Southerners, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, geez, yeah, we had we nearly won a couple. Hayden, obviously won.
And Timmy driving. We'll claim Timmy and
Stella Rouge had a win, and then Dunn's won one as well. But I think that horse of theirs is based up there, but we'll claim it.
Yeah,
but
Carter. No. So magic. Not
yeah, Crane and Carter's 2-year-old went super. So no, we had a great night, but they're just so welcoming up there. They look after you really, really well. I
think that's a New Zealand way, mate. You guys take it for granted when you're down south. You guys open your doors and don't think nothing of it, and it's awesome. And I appreciate the time you guys give us. So Mo'unga goes around this week. What's the main game for him, or will he just stay up there now and keep the little bloke company as much as anything? Yeah,
probably. We freshen up after this, because he doesn't have a slot in the Betcha race next week. So I'm not real worried about it, unless something major went wrong with one of the others. He might pick one up, but he's got plenty to come up.
It's been a revelation for you, hasn't he? Since Karaka last year.
Oh yeah, like he's done it. I think this time last year he was winning the Waimate Cup. Now he's racing the best of the best, the Merlins and Don't Stop Dreaming, the likes of that. So he's done a massive job. Just shows you, a bit of time they can do a job later on.
Yeah, and buy betters and wears those big heavy spreaders. Little horse called Arden Rooney used to wear those, so you never know, mate. There might be a race in November that might go down his way. Yeah,
we wouldn't turn that down anyway.
No, definitely not. You might have more speed than Roons, actually. Just saying something.
Yeah, he is very quick too. So I think as long as he stays sound and healthy, he's definitely good enough to pick up a Group 1 race.
The rest of the team, mate, how they all going? You had a second, I know, the other night.
Yeah, I'm rocking. He's probably not far off picking one up. And he's got bits and bobs there, and Lakelsa, the good mare that won the Group 1, she's heading down south, and the weekend there's a big race down there for her. So she just blew out a bit. Hopefully we can get her right during the week, and yeah, it'd be good to win the yeah, $40,000 mares race down at the local track at Wyndham. So it'll be a good one to pull off.
Do you go down there, or will you stay up north?
No, I'm flying back to Auckland on Wednesday night. So yeah, she'll just go down to Craig's, and Robbie and that will go down to Driver on Pickens. So he'll look after it for us, the wee fella.
It's a great association you got with him, not just driving, but he's a mate. But great association, being able to send these horses down there and rely on him. I know he sends his up to you to look after as well. But it's awesome for two young blokes to be working so well together.
Yeah, well, this will be their last week down there, so it'll be good to give them a bit of respite. So I think they've been pretty busy, so he can post them home and then do a few more of his own ones.
No, very good. Reggie, as always, mate, thank you very much. Congratulations. The job you're doing with Marketplace. So you got to be careful how you say this, but I think he's the most exciting horse we've got racing just at the minute because of what he's able to do. He can never not win a race. He showed that 2 weeks ago. He had no chance of even weighing in, and I think he's pretty exciting. He's tough. He's gritty. He says a lot about this great sport, and the way you're managing him, mate, and the owners behind you. I think you're doing an awesome job. So congratulations winning the NZB Harness Million, but also just the job you're doing with him, full stop, mate. I think it's outstanding.
Yeah, no, thanks, Paul. We know we're pretty lucky to have him, so we won't get too far ahead of ourselves. Just put him first, and hopefully he can keep winning a few more big races, because it's quite amazing the following that he's got. So there's people I haven't even met before sort of come up and commented on him. So it's only got to be good for the game, isn't it?
Yep, exactly. He's a draw card because his legs go that fast. It's not funny. I think even if you don't like harness racing, when you watch a horse's legs are going like that, it's just electrifying to watch. So, Reggie, thank you. I'll let you get in out of the cold, mate. It seriously looks like it looks like you're ready to go to the snow, mate.
Righto, mate.
Thank you.